Hello everyone and welcome to today's Morning Report on Friday the 24th of March with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets. We've got another fairly cautious open. It seemed as though overnight that the dollar was gaining ground, but it's just losing its way a touch as the euro has rallied. Let's show you this dollar index chart, which has just had initially looked to rally but just fallen back, and this is sort of coming as the euro's rallied. Now these treasury yields are higher, which is generally seen as dollar supportive, but the euro has hit the dollar today because the euro has rallied on the back of the PMI data this morning. We've had some strong PMIs from France especially. Look at that, 57.6 on the composite. That's I think a 6-year high. Also the German numbers were good, 57 on German, and also the Eurozone flash composite generally strong, 56.7. So that's leaving the expectation that the Eurozone is recovering quite strongly on inflation and growth data, and that sets the euro up nicely for further strength potentially. Now what we have seen in the last sort of few days is the market becoming increasingly concerned with this healthcare bill in the States, whether the Republicans can get it through Congress. Now it seems as though that they're going to, they had a vote delayed to today, and they're going to probably vote on it today. However, it doesn't look all that promising for the vote getting through, and the market reaction to that could be very interesting because it sort of has a leading indicator as to what it means for Trump's proposals going forward, certainly in terms of taxation on spending and deregulation as well. So really important possibility that the market could take this quite negatively today if this actually comes to fruition. Now generally speaking, as I said, what we have got is a fairly quiet market. European equities basically flat to mildly lower, flat on the DAX, flat on the FTSE, but mildly lower on the CAC, but generally speaking we are seeing a little bit of caution again back into the markets. So what about the economic data for today? Well, as I said, the Eurozone economic data has been pretty strong, and then we're looking towards the US data. We've got core durable goods at 12:30 expected to grow by 0.5% ex transport for the month, and that would be improving the year-on-year data as well, back towards 3% odd. So that's a strong positive number if we get that. Now then we look towards the flash PMIs for the States, 54.8 for the manufacturing and 54.2 for the services. So both of those pretty positive, showing fairly decent growth numbers there. So decent, possible or supportive for the dollar on those data. Now my chart today is euro yen. Now what we have seen is the euro, as I said, rallying today. Now euro yen has been falling away quite sharply in the last week or so. Yesterday's sort of move below this this old support around 120 big figure of the reaction low that we saw early March, that sort of turned the sentiment, I think, quite negative, and it sort of suggests now I think we're going to be pushing towards 118.20. We've had a bit of a rebound today, but rebounds have tended to be sold into, certainly if you look at the candles in the last sort of couple of weeks, and momentum indicators are sort of turning towards more correctively configured. MACD lines having crossed lower, stochastics in bear territory as well. So little correction in due course, I think, towards 118.20 is what we're going to see. But for now, today, the little rally is in process. Will this rally continue? Well, it just is effectively unwinding these momentum indicators. Look at this hourly chart, unwinding the momentum back towards sort of 60 or so on the RSI, back towards neutral on the MACD lines, and the overhead supply, I think, within this sort of corrective phase, within this downtrend phase, is continuing. You've got this sort of resistance now between sort of 120.30 and 120.60 area, which I think would be somewhere where we could see a bit of a sell zone. You've got these falling moving averages intact as well, so it all sort of plays out into using rallies as a chance to sell, and I think that's what we're going to be seeing on euro yen. I think we are going to be seeing a retest of yesterday's low, 119.30, before probably a move back towards 18.20 again. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.